Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sunday School. I'm Fred Willis, your gracious host and teacher. And today we have yet another dynamic lesson on the way. Today's lesson is entitled, as you already seen, Get Out and Stay Out. And I want to use that as an admonition to all of us, especially to share. But I'm going to share you a transparent story that'll help you see where I'm coming from today. So many times in the faith, in this new faith, we talk about grace, and yes, grace is there. But we're going to look right at Jesus's words to this man. We don't know what he did to get into this situation before Jesus healed him and removed him from that place. But we do have Jesus's words to him after that. And this week was an interesting week because I had a number of directions I was being pulled as far as the lesson goes. And so where I ended up is right here, and it's more of a personal story. And I said, this is probably not just for me, but for the classmates as well. So I'm sharing this because I want us to have this. I want us to have this revelation today to share with others, and certainly to live out on our own. Good morning, Olacia. Mama is on. Rhonda is on. So good to see all of y'all on today. So let's talk about what we're talking about today. Yes. So before we get started, you need your study tools. It's a paper Bible, whether it's an app or a paper Bible. A Bible, a way to take notes, pen and paper, whether you write them down or whether you jot them down in your phone or tablet. You need an open heart and a willing mind, especially today. This is another one of those where you're going to need those particular tools. Let's go ahead and get to it. John 5:14. This is after Jesus heals the man at the pool of Bethesda. He couldn't get to the pool of Bethesda. Jesus confronts him, said, "Wilt thou be made whole?" He says, "Okay." Essentially, he says, "Okay." Jesus says, "Take up your bed and walk." Right? And he did. He did that. So Jesus finds him in the temple. In verse 14, he says, "Afterward Jesus findeth him in the temple and said unto him, Behold, thou art made whole. Sin no more, lest a worse thing come unto thee." That's our passage this morning. Sin no more, lest a worse thing come unto thee. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I feel very strongly that sometimes the things that we have come out of, the things we've been brought out of, they have a way of sneaking back into our lives, and we have a way of slipping back into them, into those habits, into those thought processes, into things like that. And so I just want to say this because I noticed it in my life, and maybe you've seen it in yours. I don't know. You can be honest. I'm not getting into your business, but I just feel like there's a lot of slippage going on. And so I just want to remind us to get out and stay out. Get out of that thing, whatever the enemy is trying to pull you back into. Stay out of it. So the portion of this story, we're only focusing on Jesus's words to that man. I did the research. And every scholar points to the same thing, that Jesus meant what he said. There's no deeper meaning to this, except the deeper meaning may just be eternal separation. Right? You think 38 years being an invalid is bad, eternal separation from God is. So that's the kind of the deeper meaning. But he's saying, listen, so if you think that's bad, even in the natural, something worse come unto thee. So the man did well to be in the temple, just like a lot of us. As soon as we get out of that thing, we go to church. And so Jesus found him in the temple, and he says, listen, go and sin no more, right? Because it's so easy to go to church after you come out of that thing. You get your breakthrough. You want to hang around for a while. Then all of a sudden, it happens all the time. It just kind of wears off a little bit. But there's a whole other kind of life you live on your feet versus the one you lived on your back when you just hoping you can get there. You're hoping that as soon as this illness passes, I'm going to church. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to get up and do that. And then we get up. It happens all the time. We get up and we live differently. We live, I should be getting ready for church right now. I'll watch it online. We do this even before the pandemic. But Jesus said, before you get out there and you live in your best life, don't forget what got you into this mess in the first place. And so, as I said, he was referencing punishment and eternal separation from God, something worse. But not every reprobate makes it back home. Not every prodigal makes it back home. The trick of the enemy is to make you feel secure and dibble and dabble. But Satan's goal is to trap you. Some people have died trapped. Some people have lost their minds trapped. Some people have lost their livelihoods, their families, their reputation, their health trapped. And worse than all, they lost their connection to God trapped. They didn't even feel worthy enough to call on the name of the Lord. Romans 10:13 says that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. But aren't you glad that Jesus pulled you out? I'm glad he pulled me out. I've been trapped too, right? So I'm not beating on anybody. I know this kind of lesson is one that people don't really want to tune into, especially after the good time we had last week. But this is just something that I was kind of prompted to talk about, and I guess tell on myself. I'm a witness, though, that if Jesus got to reach way down, y'all remember that song, he will pick you up. But he don't only pick you up, he picked us up to hear this message today. Jesus found the man in the temple in the same day, more than likely. This was the same day he left after the miracle. He left. They didn't notice him slipping away. This is what Jesus did. And the man couldn't find him. They said, who told you to get up from your bed? Because they considered him picking up his mat to be work. Who told you to work today? And he said, that man, I don't know where he is. And after Jesus found him in the temple, he went back and told them his name is Jesus, but he wasn't telling on Jesus. He was telling them the identity of the man that changed his life. Jesus implicates the man's previously sinful lifestyle as the root cause of that 38-year-long predicament. So he says, go and sin no more. He spent somebody's entire lifetime as an invalid. 38 years. He lost his identity and his mobility. He lost his identity as well as his mobility. But Jesus picked him up. He was stuck there as a monument of immobility. Can I say that again? He was stuck there as a monument of immobility. And you look at this thing and say, how could anybody consider going back to that? Well, it happens. It happens. We know people. They go a little while and then you can't find them. You go looking for them. You can't find them anywhere. But this is our word today. Listen, get out and stay out. The grace of God is amazing. And we get chance after chance. So I'm not even going there, but I am saying this. Jesus said to him, go and sin no more. Bartimaeus' blindness was for the glory of God. They say, who sinned? Was it the mother, father? No, it was for the glory of God to be revealed in his life and the lives of those who saw the miracle. This man obviously did something, because otherwise, why would Jesus say this? Let me go ahead and speak to Sonny. Sonny is on this morning. Apostle J.P. Brown, good to see you on this morning. Yeah, why would Jesus say this? He says, go and sin no more. The Lord said to me, as I was thinking about my own life, and I'll share a little bit of that. He says, I can't go back has to become I won't go back. You have to have resolve in your own life to not go backward. Where is that place? I know where it is for me. You know where it is for you. Most of you know, because you don't forget rock bottom. You don't forget that pit that he pulled you out of, right? You don't forget that. And so when we go back, we're not only forgetful, but we're ungrateful when we return to the pit God pulled us out of, right? Like Israel, stiff-necked people, the Lord had to deliver them, and then they would do something else stupid. Deliver them, do something else stupid. The Old Testament is full of that. Y'all keep going back to the thing I told y'all not to do. You keep going back to being the people I told you not to be. Good morning, Angela Cooper. Good morning to everybody else. If you're listening and you haven't chimed in, good morning to you as well. We're working our way through this lesson. Get out and stay out. God will give them victory after victory, and they will keep going back doing something stupid. A whole cycle. Nothing wrong. It's part of the human experience, right? But I want us to live a righteousness conscious life, to understand that we are the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. And so we don't have to go back to that thing that he's already delivered us from and pulled us out of. It's not going to, the enemy is not going to stop serving it to you. It's our choice to just choose not to be appetized by it. Change your appetite, change your mind. Listen, just because the enemy's showing it to you don't mean you have to take it, right? And so when God helps you to see the trick of the enemy, it's our job to expose him and defeat it, right? It's not our job to succumb to it. Oh, Lord, here it is again. It keeps showing up, so it must be for me to take. See how we taking our eyes off the prize? Oh, there it is over there. I love the Lord, but that vice. No, get out and stay out. Get out and stay out. That's our word this morning. Conversely, it shows the depth of our gratitude when we stay out. It shows the depth of our gratitude when we stay out. Why would you want to even risk getting stuck again. Solomon asked this question in the book of Proverbs. I'm going to paraphrase this. He says, why would you be surprised when you get burned playing with fire in your bosom? Right? God ain't playing with us, and he ain't playing with our future. When the enemy tries to lure us back into what God brought us out of and we recognize it, stop it. Right? Stop it. How do I stop it? Sound the alarm. You may even have to change the people you hanging around with. Right? You know, I know we don't want to do it because we don't want to not be the cool kids. We done grew up now and we still don't want to not be the cool kids, but we have to do what we got to do. Say it like this: I can't hang around y'all if this is the way y'all gonna talk. Because some of us know all it takes is a little bit of conversation to get us to jump right on in and start thinking and talking a different kind of way. You know what? If y'all gonna have liquor out here like this, I can't hang around. You know, every time we go somewhere, y'all got a bottle, you got something in the trunk. Everywhere we go is BYOB, right? I can't do this if y'all not gonna respect marriages around here, right? I can't do this if everybody got a side piece everywhere we go. You got this one over there, you got that one over there, everywhere we go. And then I'm even talking in church circles. So even if you have to change your atmosphere, you got to change the people you're around, you have to change the conversations you have, do that, because ain't no safety in numbers. You will never blend in once you've been called out. The Bible tells us that Jesus walks into the temple and found the man. You come here. I got a message for you. You got a message for us today, and I understand this may be uncomfortable or whatever, but listen, sometimes when we reach this point, this is letting us know that the next level that we're trying to get to, the next dimension that the Lord wants to put us in, is closer than we can see. And he's saying, don't you dare go backward, right? It's interesting to me that Jesus walks up to the man to deliver this message. And I'm so glad that Jesus lifted me. But I'm so glad Jesus lifted me is not the benediction, it's the beginning. All right. We say, oh, I'm so glad Jesus lifted me. Let me go live life. Yeah, there we go. I ain't got that limp no more. Let's talk about the man with the withered hand. Woo, my hand is back. Hallelujah. Look at me. And he says, no. This is only the beginning. We've only just begun. Y'all know the Osmonds, right? This is just the beginning, not the benediction. But this is how so many of us live. Oh, he pulled me out of that. I got a brand new start. Yes. It's a start. Did y'all hear that? It's a start. He gave us a new start. It's a new chance. It's a new chance to start over again, to do it again, to pursue it again. Yeah, you came up short the last time. You got a new chance to do it again. Come on, start the walk over again. Let's go. Keep going. Matter of fact, get up from where you are. Keep going. Good morning, Cozy. Hallelujah. Sister Angela, there you go. She's witnessing in the comments. I love it. Come on. There's gospel urgency on this message today. Every little slip into behaviors, patterns, or thought processes is like ingesting poison. The enemy of our soul, he knows what we like. That's the same way when you're trying to catch a rat. You can set poison out, and most of the time they know what's poison. They'll eat it anyway, right? But you know, if you really want to make sure you get them jokers, you're going to put something that they like with the poison so that they eating the cheese, or, you know, they like peanut butter more than they like cheese. And so they'll eat the peanut butter and there's poison in there. This peanut butter tastes a little crazy. And that's what the enemy does. Oh, yeah, you was a player back in the day, but he got one that's going to take you down. Samson, his parents warned him. Say, hey, man, son, what are you doing? You're supposed to be destroying these people. What are you doing making wives out of them? Oh, but he finally met his match. And we can talk about how as he took his own life, he killed more Philistines than he had in his lifetime. But look at the cost of that. And so the Lord wants us to live above everything trying to pull us down. Can I just let y'all know that? He wants us to live above everything trying to pull us down, because he knows, the enemy of our soul knows what we likes, and he wants to serve it up to us on a silver platter. But all that's on his menu is poison. I would tell some of y'all this line from back in the day, 90s R&B, Cooley. Is it Cooley High Harmony? No, it wasn't. It wasn't Boyz II Men. It was BBD. Yeah, that song Poison. That girl is poison. It don't matter what she look like. That girl is poison. So we got to stop and remember that sin keeps you longer than you want to stay, and it's going to cost you more than you want to pay. It may not even be a physical cost. It may cost you your health. It may cost you position. It may cost you time. But why would you even risk it? Why would you want to lose? Why, if Jesus came to make us winners, why are we okay with just willfully losing stuff, willfully giving away out of our heritage, letting Satan steal that from us? It don't make sense. And if you think about it, let's go back to this, because sometimes that's what we have to do, is just go back a little bit. What did that thing cost you? What did he pull you out of? The muck and the mire after you had lost in that season. And so how easily we forget once we up. We act like we just so high. But the enemy said, you ain't too high for me to reach you. He even tried to tempt Jesus. And Jesus was just like, what are you even talking about? Right? See, because we think that life is going good. So let's spice it up with a few little things. I'm talking about us, not Jesus. Oh, life is going good right now. Let me just add a little bit of flavor into it. Let me spice it up with a little bit of, that thing I used to do. Yeah, I'm in the executive suite again. Let me flirt with the receptionist, right? It's things like that happen. They start small. But the enemy ain't coming just for that one thing. No. He's coming to break you. He's coming to break you, right? Because if you don't see it that way in the beginning, we're talking about that start. If you don't see it that way in the beginning, you won't see it until it's too late. And so this is our warning today from the Lord. And we got to be okay with hearing warnings from the Lord, because warning does come before destruction. And this is not only for me, but this is for the classmates. This is not only for the classmates. This is for me as well. That we have to get. We got to get to the point where we're living above everything that wants to pull us down. Listen, let's celebrate with a little bit of gluttony. Let me add another scoop of mashed potatoes on the plate since I'm celebrating. Let me drink. One little drink won't hurt. One little drink won't hurt. Let me call such and such. Let me ride through, see what they doing before I get home. Let me stop by there. I know they still up. All right. Play with fire all you want to. Mama say flirting can be faithful. Hear the word of the Lord this morning, saints. Whatever you let your guard down to is an open invitation to the enemy to attack you right there. And only a fool would believe that they're not susceptible to an attack from the enemy, because most of them come while we're on our way down from the mountain. Now, that's another point there. Most of them come while we're on our way down from the mountain. We mismanage the moment coming down from the mountain, on the way down from the mountain, right? They show up when we least expect it. They show up in ways that we're least expecting them, but they show up in a place that already has a hold on us. They show up in a place that already has a hold on us, right? And so we're not processing much else besides the high of the moment. And that's when he shows up. That's when he starts his suggestive sale. I worked in fast food, and they told us, before we give them the total, we have to suggestive sale. Suggestive sale could be a high selling item on the menu, could be in some stores an item that's about to expire, and we really need to move these and not lose money on them. Or it could be what's on sale. And he begins the suggestive sale. The suggestive sale, right? You know what the suggestive sale is to you. I'm not getting in your business. I'm not getting